Hello friends, now I am going to discuss steady state stability limit. So what is steady state stability limit? It is defined as the maximum power that can be transmitted to the receiving end of the given transmission line without losing synchronism. For this, what I will do is I will consider a synchronous machine operating on no load. So let the electrical power under this condition, it is denoted by the letter PE0. So the PE0 is electrical power under no load operation of a synchronous machine. Okay, it is generally given by the formula EV by X sine delta naught. So as we seen in the previous lectures, this EV by X, this is named as Pmax. EV by X is named as what? Pmax. So therefore, now I can represent this entire term as P0 is equal to Pmax sine delta naught. So what is the general formula for power transfer? PE is equal to EV by X sine delta. So here what I will do is I will now differentiate both sides with respect to delta. So therefore now I can write like this: dou PE by dou delta is equal to dou by dou delta of EV by X sine delta. So here EV by X, it is nothing but a constant. Why? Because we are doing partial differentiation. So this EV by X is a constant. It is taken outside. Derivative of sine is cos. So I am going to get cos delta here. So therefore now I can represent this entire term like this. So the same value of dou PE by dou delta at delta equal delta naught becomes EV by X cos delta naught. The only variation is we are in the place of delta, we will substitute delta naught. As we already seen under steady state. Under steady state means under no disturbance state. Okay. Under steady state, we have seen one conclusion. That conclusion is PM is equal to PE in our last class. Here we have represented PG as PE0. So therefore I have represented a PE0. Now I can write PM is equal to PE0 is equal to EV by X sine delta naught. This is all under steady state. What happens if a disturbance occurs? Let us see it. In the case of any disturbance, our load angle gets changes. Initially the load angle is delta naught. I am assuming an incremental delta of disturbance so that my new load angle becomes delta is equal to delta naught plus incremental delta. So therefore now I will verify what happened to the power. So the power is given by P is equal to EV by X sine delta. So in the place of delta I am going to write this entire equation. What is that? It is delta naught plus incremental delta. So this entire term, it is in the type of sine A plus B. Now I can expand so that this EV by X, it is written as some Pmax into sine of A plus B, sine A sine delta naught cos B. So cos incremental delta plus cos A sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So cos A sine B. So we can get the expression like this. Okay. Now we are saying that a disturbance is occurring. Disturbances for larger period of times are not encourageable. So what I will do is I will assume. So let us assume our disturbance delta, incremental delta, is very small. So if the disturbance is very small, then what we can represent, if theta is small, we are going to represent sin theta as theta and cos theta as 1. So following that rule, I can write sine of incremental delta can be represented as incremental delta and cos of incremental delta is approximately equal to 1. Okay. So as we learn in the smaller classes, we can use the concept here. So our P gets modified now. So let us see it. So that P gets modified as P is equal to P max into. So in the place of sin incremental delta, you are going to put incremental delta. In the place of cos incremental delta, you are going to put 1. So therefore, wherever is sin incremental delta, here it is, and the cos incremental delta, here it is. So this gets changed to 1 and this gets changed to incremental delta. So now what is the correction here? So therefore P equal to P max into sin delta naught into 1. Yes or no? Cos incremental delta has become 1 plus. What is the next term? The next term is cos delta naught into, in the place of sin incremental delta, just put incremental delta. I think we are clear. Now, what we can observe is, here I can write PE is equal to P max sin delta naught plus P max cos delta naught into incremental delta. So here this first term we have seen somewhere, that is nothing but our PE naught. The first term is nothing but our PE naught. So therefore I can write here PE naught. So the entire second term, this I will represent like this. Look here. So P max cos delta naught means I can write dou P by dou delta at delta is equal to delta naught into incremental delta, because P is given as P max sin delta. Okay. Let us now use our swing equation. So what is our swing equation? According to our swing equation, we have learned something, that is m into d square delta by dt square is equal to Pm minus P. Okay. So this P means we can observe from the previous equation what we can write. So this can be written as Pm minus of, in the place of Pe, Pe naught plus dou P by dou delta at delta equal delta naught into incremental delta. This is what we can write in the case of last equation. So therefore, now if I multiply within the brackets and remove the brackets, so what I am going to get? I am going to get m into d square delta by dt square is equal to m into d square delta by dt square is equal to, so in the place of Pm is Pm written directly, minus P naught minus dou P by dou delta. Okay. So minus dou P by dou delta at delta equal delta naught into incremental delta. I am going to write here. So under steady state, what you have shown? Pm is equal to Pe. So under steady state, you can write Pm is equal to same as Pe naught. So therefore I can cancel out this both. So what I am left with? I am left with m into d square delta by dt square is equal to minus of dou P by dou delta at delta equal delta naught into the incremental of delta. Let us keep this aside. Now let us consider delta naught. So what is delta? What is delta? Delta is equal to, let us consider this delta. Delta is equal to delta naught plus incremental delta. If you differentiate both sides with respect to t, what you are going to get? D delta by dt is equal to, this delta naught is initial load angle, it's a number. So that's why the derivative of such number becomes 0 plus d by dt of incremental delta. Now I am going to use these in the subsequent steps. Okay. So again, since we have d square by d delta square, we can take another derivative also. So d square delta by dt square is equal to, what we can write? D square by dt square, the derivative of incremental delta. That's what we can write. On further substitutions, we can write m into d square delta by dt square, we have shown as it is equivalent of d square by dt square of incremental delta. So that's why I have written incremental delta here. So is equal to minus dou P by dou delta at delta equal delta naught into incremental delta. If you observe properly, I can bring this minus sign to this side. It becomes what? Plus. So therefore I can simply write here plus is equal to 0 in equation form. We are going to get like this. So I think I am clear. So we have got an equation incremental delta. So therefore we can simplify like this. If I take ms common and send it to the other side, the equation becomes d square by dt square of incremental delta plus the second term dou pe by dou delta at delta equal delta naught by m, overall by m, okay, is into incremental delta is equal to 0. That is how we can frame the equation. So for easy understanding, what I will do is I will name this entire term as k. Let k is equal to dou pe by dou delta at delta equal delta. So I will name this. Then I will get my equation simplified in the form of d square by dt square of incremental delta plus k by m into incremental delta is equal to 0. So this is the equation which I will get after further simplification by substitution of k. So as we have seen in the mathematics, let d by dt equal to capital D. That implies d square by dt square becomes how much? D square, capital D square. So therefore I will use the same concept here for simplifying and proceed in my simplification step. So therefore what you can write in the place of small d square by dt square, you can write capital D square, okay, capital D square into incremental delta plus again we got k by m into incremental delta is equal to 0. So if you take incremental delta as common, you are going to get like this, but your incremental delta is never equal to 0. So what is the only possibility we get? The only possibility is that implies d square plus k by m is equal to 0. If d square plus k by m is equal to 0, you are going to get d square equal to minus k by m and d is equal to plus or minus root over minus k by m you are going to get. But k is another value. So therefore by writing that another value also, we can completely represent d as d is equal to plus or minus root over minus dou pe by dou delta at delta equal delta naught. That is the value of k by m. So this is how we can represent d. Now depending on the value of k, that is this value, we are going to discuss the behavior of the system. For that, so I am taking first case. If k is greater than, let us analyze the different values of k so that we can get different conclusions for the system which you have taken. So let us take case 1. What is case 1? Case 1 I am taking when k is less than 0. K is less than 0 means dou pe by dou delta at delta equal delta naught is less than 0. So in this case, you have to remember that system becomes unstable. Okay, system becomes unstable. This is the conclusion which we can, which we should remember. So why it becomes unstable? So there is a peculiar reason behind it. The reason is, if you observe the what you call response of the system, you are going to get somewhere like this C1 into e power root over minus kt by m. Yes or no? Because the roots are real and equal into t plus c2 into e power root over here you will get minus, I think, k into t by m. You are going to get a response like this. So here the roots are real. Real means one positive, another negative. Yes or no? So but of equal magnitude, let us keep it aside. So in this case the torque angle increases. In this case what happens? The torque angle increases even for small disturbance. Okay, even for small disturbance what happens? The torque angle gets increases vigorously, so that the resultant is system becomes unstable. Okay, so this is about case 1. Let us see case 2. case 2 means I am taking the value of k greater than 0. If the value of k is greater than 0 means indirectly what we can write? Dou PE by dou delta, at delta equal delta naught is greater than 0. So in this case you can observe a minus in the root. Yes or no? When there is a minus under the root, we can say that roots are purely imaginary. Roots are purely imaginary. Yes or no? So if roots are purely imaginary and they are also exhibiting complex conjugate nature, so now the system's behavior is oscillatory in nature. Okay, in this case the system behavior is oscillatory in nature. So they are going to ask you how much is the frequency of oscillation. So if you equate to 0, then you can get omega here. So omega is equal to, you are going to get k by m whole power 1 by 2 radians per second, because you are writing in angular units. So this one is 1. So in the place of k, I can write dou PE by dou delta at delta equal delta naught by m whole power 1 by 2 or square root radians per second. This will be the response in the second case. So what is third case? The third case is when k equal to 0. So case 3 means when k is equal to 0 we can write. So let us see what happens here. So when k is equal to 0, then we can observe dou PE by dou delta at delta equal to delta naught is equal to 0. This is the case when k equal to 0. Okay, then k equal to 0, this is the case we can observe. So here what we can write, in the place of P we can substitute the formula dou by dou delta of P max sin delta. P max sin delta at delta equal to delta naught is 0. So here what is the derivative of this? We are going to get in terms of cos. So therefore I will represent in terms of cos. So P max cos delta is equal to 0. This P max is never equal to 0. Why? Because it is a numerical value of EV by x. So the only possibility is equating cos to 0. So therefore we can get delta is equal to cos inverse sum 0. It is nothing but 90 degrees. Okay. Now in the definition requirement we can see in steady state stability limit is the maximum power which is transmitted without loss of stability. So this occurs at an angle of 90 degrees. Try to remember this one. Thank you.